When I appeared on television about 15 years ago in a show called An Audience with Charles Dickens, I recreated his public readings. He used to read from his novels, particularly he read from A Christmas Carol. It was the first novel he ever read from, and it was always a success, and it was the last novel he ever read from. He did a version of it, which comes out about 90 minutes, and we cut even that a bit, so it came down to 60 minutes. It was very interesting to actually work with the material directly. In other words, to have the narrator as well as the characters. Obviously in the play you only have the characters. So I thought that I'd really like to do A Christmas Carol in a one-man form. We've approached it in a way whereby, because of the fluidity of the form, because I can narrate the story and also be the characters, we've sort of carved something out of the original, which is, I hope, very much like what Dickens actually did. It's very hard to put Dickens's novel on the stage because it's so fluid, and it's cinematic, but it's even more than cinematic. It's almost cartoon-like, the way in which things appear and disappear, and suddenly he does jump cuts here and there. And with the one-man form, and using a great deal of sound and a lot of very imaginatively deployed light, I hope we're going to be able to take the audience into that phantasmagoria, at the heart of which is the big emotion of the piece. Your salvation, then. Rise, come with me. The grasp, though as gentle as a woman's hand, was not to be resisted. The spirit drew Scrooge towards the window. Spirit, I am mortal and must fall. Bear but a touch of my hand there. Now, the real core of the Christmas Carol comes when the spirit of Christmas present leaves Scrooge after having shown him the way in which people across the universe manage to find pleasure in Christmas. Just as he's going, Scrooge suddenly sees two feral children, angry and unfed and wretched little creatures, and they look prematurely old. And Scrooge says, "Are they your children, Spirit?" And he says, "No, they're man's. The little boy is called Ignorance, the little girl is called Want, and these two will destroy the world." And you know, he hasn't proved wrong so far. When you start looking at it in that way, quite apart from all the delicious trimmings of A Christmas Carol, all the fun of the fezziwigs and Cratchits and all that, it's a very deep and rather a melancholy book in many ways. It is, of course, a ghost story, and it has to be incredibly fluid and flexible. We have to come in and out of the characters and their worlds, and always be in touch with the narrator, who, of course, is Charles Dickens.